can learn and grow from there. And that being said, we're in pre-production right now for our third project late this summer. And that's enough bloviating for now.
And then we'll pass on to John Burt, who has worked in low-budget features as well as $100+ million features.
Yeah. My name is John Burt. I'm an assistant director and a historical military consultant for television shows and motion pictures and stuff like that. I'm not necessarily a filmmaker, although eventually one of these days I'd like to get there. So, from Western Pennsylvania. I live in a small river town called Bridgewater. Recently moved to Fort Valley, Virginia, about 3.5, 4 years ago, because I needed to get out of the city. So I moved to a friend's 250-acre horse farm where I now take care of 45 horses and wake up and see the mountains every day. And then, so I actually moved away from Pittsburgh. From a very good, lucrative pharmaceutical company, and decided I really enjoy doing movies. It's something I've wanted to do ever since I was in 4th grade. I read a short story called Tale of the Monkey's Paw, and we had to write a book report about it, and I ended up writing a shot list and a little mini script for it, and I was in 4th grade, and I remember Mrs. Wilde had to call my parents in and tell them how too active of an imagination that I had. So being from Pittsburgh, it's really not a hotbed of filmmaking, so I kind of like resigned myself that I wasn't going to be able to do movies. And in 1984, I was a senior in high school, and I went outside to catch the bus, and there were 4 Paramount semis outside of my house, and they were filming a movie called Gung Ho with Michael Keaton and Geddy Watanabe. It was directed by Ron Howard. And I immediately said, well, it looks like I'm skipping school for 2 days. And went over and I hung out, and the Teamsters paid me $5 a wheel to clean the hubs of the guns just so that I could be on set. And I didn't care about being in front of the camera. I wanted to talk to all the people behind the camera. I wanted to talk to the DP. I wanted to talk to some of the actors behind to see what they were doing and just actually see the process. So they let me eat catered food and hang around, and I was this little geeky 17-year-old that didn't care about autographs. I just really cared about the industry. So that festered for a couple years, and then in 2003 I just said, done with pharmaceuticals, this is what I want to do, I'm not getting any younger. So I packed up and moved down to a farm, didn't make anything for a year, and said, this is what I want to do. So I've been very blessed to be able to do what I want to do. Been an extra in films and stuff like that throughout the 90s and stuff like that, but to actually be in production in films and stuff, really only since about 2001 actually was the first time I was able to do it. And I've been able to keep it going for a while, so it's pretty interesting. So that's what you want to do.
Projects you worked on?
2001 was the first project that I worked in crew, was Gods and Generals, and I ended up being a historical technical advisor for that to the director Ron Howard. In 2002, me, another